we'll have the opportunity to win $20,000 right here at the Chili Peppers tanning location. We'll have it all for you here today. We've got a big-time show lined up for you. We have Stick out here on site. We have Sam Violence Flannel here in the house. It's a Debo Flannel Friday, as you know, as is location, right? As is tradition, right, Sam?
Oh, yeah. And just to keep up with tradition, that's my bike, punk.
Oh, there he is. All right.
There he is.
Debo Flannel Friday. I got about $200, huh? Mike G in our YouTube chat thread says, yo, what is going on, everybody? Oh, also, too, wanted to send a happy birthday. You were doing the birthday stuff. So, CC Hitchcock, listener of the show. It's his birthday today as well, 47. Yeah, so happy birthday to you, my guy. And, yeah, man, happy to have everybody rolling out. Chuck Brewer says the heavyweights must be wrecking the studio. Can we confirm that? They probably are.
Wait a sec. Maddie's back there. We're safe. She's got those two on tether.
Yeah.
Spencer's back there doing yeoman's work. So we'll get back. He'll be back Monday. But on remote, it's nice to be out here. Nice day, weather. Yeah, come and get the bag. We always talk about the bag. Here's your chance. Nothing to do it except coming in.
No, that is all that there is to that, though. But as we said, dude, we got a big-time show lined up for you. We will discuss some Lions as well. A little bit of PGA golf, too, something that was pretty funny that I saw yesterday. We won't spend a ton of time on it. But, some Lions questions. We'll talk some NHL playoffs as well. Colorado, they are human after all, huh?
Well, it looks like it. And I was mentioning it to you before. What you see sometimes when a team like St. Louis has won and they're well coached, and I think they have 8 20-goal guys. They're the most balanced team. Is it sort of
people slept on them too much, didn't they?
Well, you have to because
it's Colorado.
Because it's Colorado, but also too the struggles that a guy like their goalie Jordan Binnington has. Speculation is that he couldn't get it done because why? What do I tell you? That goaltending is the number one priority in the playoffs. We've seen it for goalies keeping teams in the game. We saw it the other night. It's a big bounce-back game tonight for a guy like a Mike Smith, right? You look at the Calgary-Edmonton small September field goal game the other night in the 9-6.
It was a CFL game. I loved it.
No touchdowns, right?
Just a bunch of rouges.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing is that you saw where the confidence level of Mike Smith was with the Edmonton where they yanked him out, where Markstrom, who's in goal for Calgary, they're going to live or die with him. Well, Jordan Binnington's the same thing with St. Louis, but he's won a cup. And if he's got that form and those guys have that confidence, they're going to frustrate this Colorado group. This gets to the point where I was making the comparison to you. It reminds me of sort of 95, us as the Wings being Colorado facing New Jersey with that, St. Louis doesn't play that grinding style as much, but they are as any team left, 5-man units around the ice, and they're going to prove it. So you got to get into the deep trenches now. Now you're in a fight. Wasn't as easy with the sweeps, and this is where you see what the Colorado Avalanche are made of. And if I'm right, then this will propel them like we've seen with other teams. Go in the other series there, what you're seeing through even injuries and stuff, Tampa, Florida, is you could tell that Florida team is that when another team owns you, and this series reminds us when we played Chicago and when we played St. Louis and when we played Phoenix, they knew, right? That's what it seems like because there's guys. Stamkos is in.
They talk differently, but deep down in their heart of hearts, they knew. Absolutely. I know what you're saying. Right? Yeah,
you see that in sports. So to drop the first couple at home and just. It's not the same team that we've seen in the regular season, but there's something to it when a team owns you. And that's two-time defending champion, and interstate rival. This is the worst thing, I guess, for Florida to have right now because you got a Tampa team that's getting production and getting guys to step up. You got this number one nemesis guy that's been around. Corey Perry gets his 4th goal of the playoffs, which if Corey Perry is making your team go, it's either on the power play or his 4th line. Right, who do you look again? You got guys like Ross Colton on the score sheet. You're not seeing the Kucherovs and the points or the Stamkos because they're hurt, but it's the guys that have gotten the confidence over the years that know that themselves are Stanley Cup champions, and I'm going to drop my ring set or my sack.
or what have you.
Whatever it happens. But you nailed it. You just know.
Well, and the bottom line is this, too. Now we can start going, bring it to my side of the table here and start getting analytical on it.
Yeah.
Are the Panthers going to beat the Lightning 4 out of 5 times?
Here's the thing.
No, the answer's no.
Can they? Yes. What needs to? Do you expect that? Because because
with 3 of those games in Tampa.
First question: where do I say most important? You start there. Is Andrei Vasilevsky their goalie going to lose 4 out of the next 5 games?
No, it's not happening. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So for the series, and I think in the back of the mind, the only thing that helps Florida, as we see with Point getting injured. In the last game, the Dallas series, if it's Stamkos blocking shots and stuff like this, it depends if they have too many men down and they can't persevere. But again, at the end of the day, what's it come to? Andrei Vasilevsky.
That's the bottom line, man.
And
he's the best goalie. He's the best goalie on the planet.
On the planet.
The best ice hockey goal on the planet.
Has been for 3 years. And you know what? That's where, Neal, if you want to look into the psychology even more, you look at the goalie at one end, Vasilevsky, and you look at the goalie at the other end, Bobrovsky, who's always been the Vasilevsky light.
Poor man's Vasilevsky,
Vasilevsky.
No question about it. But happy to have everybody along here today. Some golf news as well. The PGA Championship going on, and then we saw John Daly come out, play pretty decently, and go to Hooters. So that was pretty much a regular day.
Supporting the sponsor, but I know John. I've played golf with John, and what you see, great guy. Just everything.
Everything that was yesterday that everybody talked about.
John Daly.
The 21 cigarettes that he had, and the 6 packages of peanut M&Ms, and the 12 Diet Cokes that he drank. That's every day for him.
That's a John Daly on the daily.
Yeah.
That's Daly on the daily. But just like when you see, I think, what did I see? A clip of him and Charles Barkley playing and just banter and all this stuff. And that's the way he is. It was, he plays out of Clearwater Country Club when he's down in Florida. Him and his son also, too. Great player. But, what you see is what you get. So, I mean, John Daly, if he's sponsored by Hooters, you would expect him to go to Hooters after little 72. He was a little disappointed. I guess that's why he went for the Buffalo wings.
Finished a little light. He was 2 under at one time. Twitter was going crazy, and you know how it works.
What about so let's talk about it, because when we were on air yesterday, I think I mentioned Tiger had just sunk a putt to go to 2 under, and he ended up shooting 74 on the day.
Yeah.
So,
well, the wind kicked up. It was really calm in the morning. Then the wind kicked up in the afternoon, and people were struggling out there. And now I understand this morning it's really windy again this morning. So everybody in the afternoon, they had to deal with the wind. It stayed windy this morning.
So it really sets up the tournament. Or so with Rory getting off to a 65 playing in that morning where he'd be unlucky more to the top of the heap if he can keep her going.
100%. AC says Neal doesn't need a fake tan. He gets the real one in South Beach. That is true, but I'm always working though. You know, like
we're always
in the studio,
in the closet, in the studio, stuff like this you can see. So it's always good to have a backup plan. By the way, Neal prefers a Swedish beauty.
Caltan, or Caltan, whoever drops the bag. I am for sale.
That's true.
Can we get the chili Can we get the Chili Peppers people out here and get the Caltan representative? Can they contact my agent? Can we get this set up? Right now. Yeah. Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it's about as official as it gets, right? If you are going to be with the Chili Pepper. Now, hold on a minute here, in the YouTube chat thread. Hold on here. I have to see this. Okay. How to live. Apparently, they're talking about the New Orleans Saints, and we get this. Like, our audience will do that from time to time, where they just have their own side discussions. And
we want to be
How to Livable says, quote, the Saints now have a quarterback. Are you talking about Jameis, 30 interception Winston? I have a standing rule. There will be no Jameis Winston slander under my watch. On my show, on our show, there will be no Jameis Winston slander.
Wait. Why?
Because it's all part of the Jameis Winston experience. Can he throw it 30 interceptions?
Javi Baez.
Can he throw 30 interceptions?
You have to preface it with the Jameis Winston will get the Javi Baez treatment. He is what he is. And then when you can go 30 for 30 or 30 and 30.
Will he throw over 30 interceptions in a season if he plays the full season? Yes, he will. And if he doesn't, I'll be disappointed. If he doesn't throw 35 touchdowns, I'll be upset as well. That's the way it works. 5,000 yards, crazy games, 480 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's the Jameis Winston experience. That's what I love. Now, you have to understand, and Sam Flannel, you know this, you're going to get the Jameis Winston game where it's 112 yards on 12 of 29 passing with 4 picks. That's going to happen.
I mean, if you want to win the Super Bowl.
What's your quarterback rating with those stats?
I don't know.
Oh, it's like in the 50s probably,
right.
Something terrible like that. But if you want to win the Super Bowl, you don't want Jameis Winston as your quarterback. He was a failed #1 pick in Tampa, honestly. But, man, he is really fun to watch. Those games where he throws like 32 for 44, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh, there's nothing like it. It's a roller coaster.
I know, and I love it. And you know that they lose that game 45-38, and then everyone says, "Man, the Saints don't play defense because Jameis is turning it over inside the red zone, his own red zone 3 times." And people are coming down on the. I love Jameis. I love the experience. We will not. The moral of the story is we will not have Jameis Winston slander under my watch on this show. Not having it. Not doing it. What I will tell you though about is my bookie, the NBA playoffs. In the conference finals right now. We have a discussion point about that coming up in just a little bit. The NHL playoffs, they've been pretty good so far. Baseball is here as well. If you if you bet against the Tigers and the under, you're making tons of money, and you can do it at mybookie.com. No better place to get that action down than mybookie.com. And right now, when you use a promo code Woodward, when you sign up for an account, use a promo code Woodward, they will match part of your first deposit up to 50% in free bets. Take it. Bet it all on the Tigers under. From here till eternity, you'll be a winner forever. At least that's the way it seems anyway. And that is what you can do at mybookie.com. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Have a problem with gambling? Call the Michigan Gambling Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Back at it, Big D Energy, live on location. We're at Chili Peppers Tanning on John R. Road in Troy, the 20th anniversary for Chili Peppers Tanning. Their company has a great story, by the way. I was learning about that before the show here today. It's as American as it gets. It's very, very cool. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. He's D-Mac. My name is Neal Ruhl. We got Stick here in the house. We got Sam Flannel choosing violence as he usually does. He's got the Debo flannel on here today also. And, hey, Doughboy Steve says, but we can slander him. No, you cannot slander Jameis. Not here you can't. It's not going to happen. That's just the bottom line. Somebody else said Snooty Neal has spoken. Was this Sam? I'll go to you. Is this a snooty take on Jameis Winston?
No. I mean, it's honestly the opposite of snooty, because if you were snooty, you'd be like, oh, 30 interceptions. That is just too much. I need my quarterback to, not throw the ball into traffic so much.
This is like bordering on a sick addiction sort of thing. Like something you're like, just leave me alone because I enjoy this.
I enjoy the experience.
Right, exactly. So to any Saints fan out there, Neal apologizes because he doesn't take your feelings into consideration for your team or anything. This is about him and watching a guy in disbelief throw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000 yards. It's really, really, really hard. It's like Madden, right? It's more like a Madden game than it is real life, but he is consistently will do that.
No, and that's where it is. So, and somebody said it right here in the YouTube chat there. My apologies, I missed who it was. This will be a pretty quick impromptu poll, and I'll put Stick on the spot a little bit. Jameis Winston or Jared Goff?
Oh, Goff. I take Goff all day.
Which one? Lions quarterback. Who would you rather have?
Goff.
Jared Goff,
See,
Jameis
here's
Winston.
The thing.
You know what my answer is.
While I got my clock up, because you want Goff to see this year what he can do in this system.
Well,
the question is after this.
Don't get all overly technical on it. Don't get all overly technical on it. From a viewership perspective. From a viewership perspective for this season,
Goff.
Tell me it would not be more entertaining to have Jameis Winston as your quarterback.
I don't want to think about that because you're right. It would be.
Thank you.
It would be
Thank you.
a gunsling.
You'd have more fun.
Jameis, but we got to see him throw the ball downfield. Like take.
He'll throw it everywhere.
To see him take. No, Goff. I'd like to see Goff take some, not the ill-advised chances, but throw a little bit of caution to the wind and hopefully that's with the game plan. Hopefully that's with getting a guy like Jameson Williams.
Stick put it up there in the YouTube chat poll. Who would you rather have at quarterback for the Lions, Jared Goff or Jameis Winston? And the early returns, Jared Goff getting 73% of the vote. Are you surprised? Sam, you're surprised by that number, aren't you?
I'm very surprised. I mean, honestly, if Jameis Winston would have been healthy all of last year, the Saints could have challenged the Buccaneers for the division. He was playing some really good football.
And they beat the Buccaneers when they played them.
They beat that ass.
He shows violence. I mean, something happened.
We have to have that clip. We have to.
We have to go out to
that's going to be Rick
Canyon.
Ross.
I got to go on that walk he went on. He came back just aggressive.
Guns blazing, man.
Aggressive.
I love it. That's gonna go down and drop lore with the shows. It's going to be that, and it's going to be Sam Flannel going, beat that ass. I love that. No, D-Map Zune, is this really a question, Goff? No, it really is. Because here's the deal, guys. You know what's funny? Again, I'll go back to you on it, Sam. You know what's funny about this? Everybody says we got to, next year's the year we draft a quarterback, and he's just a bridge guy. These same people that say that. And every time we put choices in a poll, he gets like 80% of the vote all the time. Goff does. So which is it?
Have you not seen the shift in the fact that everybody's looking at the bigger picture and going, okay, we get it. Goff is Holmes and Campbell's guy for right now, so it's got to be our guy right now. So if we quit fighting this, I want this quarterback, I want that, and we're going to go all in because we still have 17 games left on D-Mac's clock to see if this is the right project. So what I read from those polls and where people's sentiment has changed is that they're not going to die on this hill and fight for this right now until it's something to fight for. This tells me, Neal, I read this like our question the other day, who's got the most pressure on him? This spotlight's on Goff.
Well, I mean,
by choosing him, they're making the choice to say, I see what the Lions are doing and everything like that. So no matter if I want Jameis Winston, in the past, people in the Lions, and I'm guilty of it, if we chose Jameis Winston, then it would get better, saying, for example, whoever the quarterback was out there, right? Because we had no belief in the guy that we had. Even with Stafford, couldn't get us over the edge, couldn't do anything like that, right? They hate like this. Right now, this poll tells me that everybody is on board with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Not saying that Jared Goff's their quarterback of the future, but he's their quarterback right now going into training camp, that they are willing to see what Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell believe in this guy and the weapons around him. Does that make sense?
Does it signify like a level of acceptance? I think with the Lions fans?
No, for right now, it's a level of acceptance, but a level of being okay. It's not acceptance and saying we're accepted. It's we've been told. They brought Goff in. He's got the contract. The team around him, I think the offensive weapons they put around him, so as we preach to everybody as far as this offensively's got to be different, not only from the offensive line to the running to all this stuff, that they're saying, okay, Jared, we will give you a break and not be hammer on, we want everybody else's quarterback and stuff like this, so you have to go prove it to us. Because this is what we're being told. This is what I've been told. But I
don't sound like that when I say it, do I?
I've been told.
I do not say it like that.
You're like, oh.
Well, I was
told. Well, I was told that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, that Goff's his guy, and he put weapons around him. I'm just interested to see. What if you see that finally we have a speed merchant and Williams on the outside, and then all of a sudden there is a long ball that's is put in more on the regular?
Yeah.
Right? Those are the things like when Sam says Goff's got a cannon for an arm, or who's got a better. Well, let's see it. Let's see everything. Show us.
Jack Harrington says Jameis Winston is a Javi Baez of the NFL, and that's accurate.
That's accurate.
That's
100% accurate.
And I like the experience. I do. And don't get me wrong, I was anti the Baez thing. I was one of the few. I know that everybody's popping up now saying, no, I never wanted. You notice how many of those there are now? You notice that, D-Mac? There was not one of you on opening day.
Everything.
You remember the show opening day? Remember that?
No, wasn't it always for the money with what it is? Is that, okay, yeah, you got somebody that's more exciting. He is what he is. I think that's a great comparison.
I know, and I love it. And
so you like watching
if your team's going to be – what? Because realistically, if you had to bet your mortgage on a Lions win total this year, what's the highest you would be comfortable betting your mortgage?
6.
That would be the highest?
7.
6.5.
6 is my comfort zone.
Okay.
6 is and 11.
You're confident.
But I have confidence if these things that I'm told by the guys in charge, they're going to put it together a little quicker. It could be more. I would have confidence in seeing that. Again, it all comes to how it all comes together.
Yeah.
But as maybe you've been told, we will see.
We will see.
We won't see.
Somebody back on the YouTube chat thread mentioned the fact, they said, look, we know what Goff is, we know what Winston is, and with Winston there's a higher ceiling, I guess you would say. And that plays into the experience.
Carelessness. Like Goff, yeah, he will fumble the ball, right, and put it down, but Jameis, when he steps back, he's either going to throw a dime or he's going to throw it away. Like, you never know. It's like you're holding your breath, right? With Goff, he's going to err to the side of caution, don't you think? More than not, you don't look at Goff as more of a gunslinger. You look at Winston more of as a gunslinger.
Right. But it's just, though, because here's the deal, and I keep hearing and seeing people text this in the YouTube thread, where they talk about Jared Goff, and they're like, well, the last 5 games of the year, he was number 3 in quarterback rating in the National Football League. Well, Jameis Winston set Green Bay on fire the opening week of the season and was playing pretty well till he got hurt. Was playing pretty well. So, I mean, everyone just dismisses that because I guess it doesn't fit their narrative or whatever, but, hey, that's the time we're in right now.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Right. It doesn't. Do you not think that if the Lions or this regime, like Jameis Winston is not like a not – if you wanted a guy like that, you could have got a guy like that, don't you think?
No, I absolutely.
So,
but here's the point of my story, though.
Maybe this makes sense. Where the Lions are at and how they have to build the foundation, I think it's the type of player being the gunslinger. It's too much unpredictability. With Goff, there's more predictability. And I think that even comes from coaching, right? From coaching,
right.
From taking direction, from stuff like this. Not saying that Jameis can't, but he seems to want to do it more his own way, where Goff is more of a company guy.
See, here's the thing, though, and I guess I was taking the long way to this. When I asked you about what number you're comfortable betting your mortgage on, and everybody's pretty much on the same wavelength that you are, that 6-ish, 6.5, 7-ish number. I think that's most sane people are. I mean, that the line is the line for a reason out in Vegas. But my point is that with this, if you're going to be a 6-win football team, wouldn't you rather just have the Jameis Winston experience as a 6-win football team?
No, as a 3-winner. Not as a 6. 6 is your building, unless that's your bottom. Last year, maybe, yeah. Maybe as a 3-winner, that expectations to get up to see what you can prove with him. But I don't know with everything you're – see, maybe this too because he's not. Because Jameis he's a gap guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a guy that's going to fill a gap to a long-term quarterback. So maybe in that sense, the fact that he's not here, and it is Goff, to the conversation that he might be, if he proves it, your long-term quarterback, you better be prepared for that.
Be prepared. Desiak Jr. says Winston is a broke man's Brett Favre. And, yeah, that's fair.
Yes,
like
those are all good.
A destitute man's Brett Favre.
There it is. There's gunslingers out west that weren't very good too. Or they got shot. He's the guy with the kills, but he's also got 30 shots in him.
He's got bullet wounds in it. Yeah. No, and that is true. The point is, for me, I like the experience. I don't think I should take slander, and more importantly, I don't think Jameis Winston should take slander.
And here's to the point: is that I get what you're saying. Hey, we're not a playoff team. We're not going to make the playoffs. We got young guys. Wouldn't it be exciting? But I think it is going to be exciting, Neal, and you don't have to go through the stress every time your quarterback drops back. you might have the stress that he might drop the ball, but not that he's going to throw it, 30 times to the other team.
I'm curious to get Sam Flannel's take on this one. Motown Cool says, no, not Winston, because 6 wins can be 9 with Goff, but 6 wins could be 3 with Winston.
No. I mean, that's a terrible point, because Jared Goff, he's not going to win you anything. He's the guy that you win with people. Jameis Winston can win you some games, and especially now in New Orleans, he was taking care of the football, and he can push it downfield. He could get a guy like Jameson Williams some good targets. He could get a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I actually am liking this idea the more and more you bring it up. Not that it's going to happen, but Jameis Winston, there's a ceiling to him that's pretty damn high.
It's Friday. We're live at Chili Peppers Tanning. It's our 20th anniversary. We're outside. The weather's nice. I just want to chop it up a little bit. Do we have to have measured takes about everything? Let's talk Tigers' big game tonight. 2-4. No, we're not doing that right now, man. We're just chopping it up, man. Is that cool? We can do that once.
Oh yeah, and Jared Goff takes you to 9, Jameis Winston to 3. You should get arrested for that take. That's lunacy.
This guy, man. I think I want to go to the Grand Canyon. What's going on out there? I'm coming back all fired up.
This guy's goated on the sticks, a lot like Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is inviting high schoolers ages 14 to 19 to work out for free during the summer at any Planet Fitness location, including 80-plus locations across Michigan from May 16th through August 31st as part of the High School Summer Pass Initiative. New studies find that while almost half of American teens admit they struggle with mental health for the first time ever during the pandemic, nearly all, 92% as a matter of fact, agree regular physical activity helps them feel much better mentally. Planet Fitness, your fitness is essential.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed and on budget, on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment is partnered with the biggest names in construction. Yes, right here in Michigan, the most diverse rental fleet there is. There's nothing that your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. So give them a call today. That's 844. Go to Alta today, 844. Go to Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live at Chili Peppers Tanning on John R. Road in Troy. It's their 20th anniversary. That's right. People are hype here. Chili Peppers Tanning. This was the 20th location that was established. They have 26, as a matter of fact, all over Metro Detroit. There's more on the way as well. A little bit later on, somebody here will have the opportunity to win $20,000, and we'll have that for you live. That's always fun to do that.
Giveaway stuff.
Yeah. Give somebody the shot at winning $20,000. That's certainly something. Pull up on me. Yeah, absolutely. But we'll wrap up this discussion. That was more for me than it was for anybody else, just because I enjoy the experience. And DMAC, I've always held consistent with that, where it's not just. For me, I appreciate styles of play. I appreciate entertainment value. I do. I told you, I don't watch shows usually. I don't watch movies regularly. I just watch sports all the time, and I've come to appreciate a style of play. I enjoy watching the Tampa Bay Lightning play hockey. I enjoy, that's why I always liked the old University of Hawaii football teams with Timmy Chang and June Jones and all that. I love the 5 wide, slinging it all over the place.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Wasn't your bailout game?
Well, yeah, that came later on in life,
okay.
That was a byproduct of that.
Because that was the one where you're like, oh my gosh, how many touchdowns are you going to throw tonight? 7?
Yeah, over 71.5. Let's do it. It's going to hit. Every game is 41-38 every single time. No, but I enjoy the style, so that's why I like it.
So, in saying that, but it's not yours. So is that why you enjoy it? Because he's not your guy. So he's not your guy. You can enjoy something that...
Just for the style without being
vested. You can enjoy styles when you don't have to invest into it, because at the end of the day, you could care less.
My reward is being entertained.
Your reward is being
entertained,
not your investment into either financially because you bet the game or emotionally because it's your team.
Right, absolutely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier. I like the Golden State Warriors and stuff. Maybe that's like when you watch that and the way they move the ball around or watch Steph shoot from anywhere. I enjoy watching that, but whether they win or not, it doesn't really matter to me. I like to watch those plays, those high profile players, or like Luka Doncic and the Joker, and all these guys that you guys tell me that are great, and I like watching them play in clips. But at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, okay, Milwaukee won. Okay, great. Way to go, Giannis. I mean, you're a great player and everything you do, and I agree that can't be defended, and you're the newest version of Shaq or whatever you want to say. That's cool. So I'll catch you when I'm
is
on
another
the
guy. I watch Denver Nuggets games because I like watching Jokic play. But you don't have the investment
on, and it's one of these things, too, is because if they get hurt or if it doesn't, like, you cheer as the fan of that sport, of that style, right? Fighters. Different people watch UFC or stuff like this, or fighters. Take it into wrestling, right? There's certain wrestlers that you watch no matter what they do. AJ Styles is a guy that can wrestle anywhere with anybody, and he's always going to have a good match, like a Seth Rollins.
The Lucha Libres, I enjoy them.
There you go.
The aerial stuff. The entertainment. I need to be entertained. I'm a snob, right? That's what I was told, that I'm a snob. Well, snobs need to be entertained, or we'll lift up our nose in disgust.
Well, that's what it is, but when you don't have the emotional investment. So I think that you better ask a few times, but check your stats, because you won't want that emotional investment on your watch, on your team, where it matters. Because how does it look? Like, think about it. If Jameis Winston's your quarterback and he's going 30 and 5,000, what's your emotions like during the season? It's like this. Whoa, every time you go, are you not going to get shell-shocked to the fact that it's the same thing as, you know what it reminds me of a little bit, and I'll put it into a game, is Mike Smith. I mentioned him already, the goaltender in Edmonton, who played well enough to win the first round. He played great, shut out Dallas in the first round, but it's like he's either going to shut him out and play on his head, or he's going to let in a whole bunch, right? There's no in between. If
you never know what you're getting.
Invested in that, you wait and see, but that's always tough. So,
yeah, and Chuck says this. Chuck Brewer says, Luka's a great example for me. I just enjoy watching him, but I'm not invested if Dallas wins or loses. But see, here's the deal. Like with Jokic, I did find myself getting invested because I had to draw the sword. About 4 years ago, I had to draw the sword when I was talking. Like when we travel for Oakland and we're sitting on buses and planes and airports and stuff like that, you start chopping up about basketball. And everybody was on this Anthony Davis, love fest. Everybody was. I'm like, guys, every 9 times out of 10, 11 times out of 10, I'll take Jokic. If I'm starting a team, give me Jokic over Anthony Davis anytime you want. Like, absolutely do that. So I had to draw the sword. So I found myself becoming invested with Jokic. But I guess it's because I'm kind of a dick, though, too, right?
No, because it's for your argument, too.
Right, and because I want to be right.
But I would take Jokic to that point over Anthony Davis.
Not 4 years ago, man. Sam Flannel, I had to draw the swords on these people, and it was one man against a nation.
What is it now?
Now everybody's like, oh yeah, you were right. That's it, and then they walk away. Like the payoff's nowhere near what the battle was.
No, because you got to get that sword that you pulled out, and you got to dig it in deeper so you remember when I have takes.
Yeah,
right.
And Doughboy Steve says Neal doesn't like great goaltending. He wants 9 to 6 games for the entertainment. I do like old Smythe, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this. That game 1 in that series was Smythe Division hockey. I loved it.
Speaking of Smythe, they hadn't played each other, Edmonton and Calgary, Battle of Alberta, for 31 years back when it was a Smythe Division. So yeah, and it tends to happen a lot of that times going east to west, and those rivalry games, right? So it's the comparable thing as our rivalry versus Colorado from '96 to '02. But you're gonna have some blowouts in there, or some high games that aren't of the norm. The norm in this series, you would think, is gonna be probably to go like it was 4-3,
yeah,
3-2 at that, which is still a little bit higher scoring, right? But it goes to the talent on the ice. But again, the goals go to who are the goaltenders, right? I like Markstrom, and would say out of the 8 teams that are left, he's probably right in the middle as far as where the goalies are.
Yeah.
But Smith and the Edmonton goaltending, Koskinen, whoever comes in for him, they're at the end, right? And that really does matter.
We have closed out the YouTube chat poll. Which QB would you rather have? Jared Goff, 78%. I think that should be a daily thing. Yeah, Sam, I'm surprised too, Sam Flannel. And you know what I think I'm going to start doing as we go through the summer? I'm going to put Jared Goff with every quarterback and see. Because for a guy that nobody likes, they sure do seem to have a lot of people that like him.
I'm curious to see
how
many.
In this town, it can stop when we understand the right or wrong or what is the goal at hand. So this conversation, right, you're always going to take somebody else. Keep doing it, but people aren't going to jump off until we see that he can't be the guy that Holmes and Campbell are telling us he is.
Listen. Last year, I think everybody learned a very valuable lesson. Sorry to just hop on like this.
No, I love it. Stick,
everybody learned a valuable lesson last year. I'm sitting here running the show today, guys. Everybody hated Goff at the beginning of last season. It was like, oh, get this guy out of here. He's horrible. And then you put in Blau. And then you put in the backups. You're like, okay, Goff wasn't so bad. And then all of a sudden, Goff gets his line back. He gets a wide receiver who can actually get the ball downfield and catch the ball. And Josh Reynolds, Dan Campbell takes over the play calling. And now he's good. So, like, the people that were early on off the Goff bandwagon have to swallow some of that pride and understand he proved himself last year. Between grief and nothing, I'll choose grief. I believe Edward Rooney said it best. So that is where it was. You know, Chuck Brewer says, give us an upgrade option, Neal. No, we're going to do that every single day, like the Ask DMAC thing.
Upgrade. That's a great point.
No. I'm just going to keep pulling. I'm just going to keep pulling quarterbacks that are starters, and we'll take it to the street, Sam Flannel. Keep me honest on this one, too, Sam Flannel, all right? We'll do that. So we did it for today with Winston. On Monday, I'll have another one for everybody.
I'm curious to see like what quarterback you would actually pick Goff over. How many? Is it 10? Is it 15? I guess we'll see.
Because, well, here's the thing with it. So now, I forget who we were talking about the other day with him. And, everybody was clearly, I'll take Jared Goff. I forget who it was off the top of my head. Somebody in the YouTube chat there might be able to remind us.
What was the question?
Like, we were talking about Goff in comparison to another quarterback a couple days ago, and we were both kind of stunned that Goff was like overwhelmingly, the choice of everybody. So, and here's the thing, Ryan Singler says Goff is a top 15 quarterback. Then what's the problem? Then that's your guy.
I guess, but top 15, that's not a quarterback that you win a Super Bowl with. But if you build a good roster, theoretically a top 15 quarterback. I think Matthew Stafford's a little bit better than top 15. I'd give him top 10 at least right now.
Yeah, but
where though?
But here's my thing, though. If you're talking about a top 15 quarterback, how do you propose to get somebody better? Because who has a top 10 quarterback that's saying, all right, get this guy out of here?
Nobody.
0.0% of teams, people, whoever. Really? So what's the path?
How about the Texans? Unless somebody's got something like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's a prime example. But unless there's something that is legality, something that is misnomer, there's a character flaw, or whatever else, then they're not going to move it. But it's all about putting the team around him, right? I bring up the Stafford thing because the fact is that where was he viewed? We talked about this going into last year, whatever. Yes, top 10 quarterback, but not one of the most elite. And the question was, can he get it done? Can he win? What did they do? They surrounded him with some defense, with some weapons, and they got it done. So
Tua.
Can Goff get it done?
We gonna see.
Goff get it done. That's the question. So
that is the question.
Because we've seen worse quarterbacks get it done with the team around them. So a lot of this is the growing. So I would not, to your point, trade Jameis Winston.
It was Tua yesterday.
It was.
So there's another one. So here it is.
Sam, to your point, because that's his guy, and he couldn't even remember that it was Goff versus his guy, Sam. OMG, there's
D-Mac.
a kink in his Tua armor.
Hold on.
I think you got to him yesterday, Sandy Flannel. I think you came back, chose violence, and you threw my boy off. I've never seen him.
No.
That's your guy, Tua. You forgot your guy, Tua.
Watch this bounce back, Stick. You'll appreciate this one. When you do this at the level that I do this at, okay, to be as great as I am at doing this sometimes, you have to mentally go to places that you can't readily get back to. You know what I'm saying? Only the truly gifted understand. Like, we have a topic we're going to talk about next that only people in the
understand.
Yeah, with all apologies, D-Mac.
No worries,
we're not talking about hockey.
Again,
okay?
Thank you for talking or deathmatch
or wrestling. That's
exactly.
right. That is
getting
true.
Hit with something.
Yeah, getting skewers put into your head.
Yes. Oh, okay. It's not about that.
No,
this is the intellect. Oh, this is the using it inside instead of outside. That's why we work, bro. Because the cerebral assassin that
I
you
love
are.
it.
I thought that Sam really shows violence coming back, but it's a little bit of that mental violence to you too. But I understand when you got so much up there, and wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough when you're
Neal
this
Ruhl.
great. Yeah, when you're this great. Like Gypsy Vodka is this great. Summertime's here. There's no better way to enjoy a Michigan summer day than with Gypsy Vodka. Gluten-free, corn distilled 6 times. They have a cool bottle. All that thing's great. The bottom line is this. It's good-tasting vodka. Period. Like, that's the end of the story. It's good-tasting vodka. You could get a different vodka that won't be as good as Gypsy, and it is America. It's a free country. That's your choice. But if you want... Yeah, it is, Jack. If you don't love it, you can get the hell out, Stick. But if you want good vodka, Gypsy Vodka is the play. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's made in Petoskey, locally made. Support local guys from the state of Michigan. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio. 5 windows that could become doors.
Bowling Reed.
All right, we're back. We're back at it. We are back up. That's what I was told. I was told we're back up, though. Hey, thank you guys for sticking with us right there. Just a little temporary power thing that went on, but we're back, baby.
The wind.
We are back. That's right.
The wind blew through here. It's like Southern Hills. We had a little bit of that. Was like the PGA Championship in the afternoon.
It was.
The wind kicked up and. Wow, that was
here on Mark M says the chat is picking up the slack. You guys did a great job. I do have to say. Tell them about Fulling Warehouse, D-Max, since we're back at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You heard Spence talk about it all the time. The mystery beer, $2, $4. If you're bougie, snobby like Neal Ruhl, you go for the craft, or you can get the $2 PBR. You never know what you're going to get. It's the home of the Fulling, the football, bowling, pin throw targets at it. It's unbelievable. Unlimited play for $10 or $120 for a lane up to 10 people. You can order in food. It's a great place. It's a place to be Saturday, I know, before DCFC and the walkover.
That's right.
To Keyworth and LaRouche. Who they playing?
Atlanta United 2.
All right, they're going down. But first, get over to the Fulling Warehouse. Meet up with the peeps. That's where it's at. Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Rack says, welcome back here. We're at Chili Peppers Tanning, 20th anniversary. We are at the John R. location in Troy. Someone a little bit later on will have the opportunity to win $20,000 live on the air.
20 big bags.
That's right. On our YouTube chat thread, Rack says, Neal's intellect broke the internet. I think that's true.
Why are you getting him going like that? I have to keep him down, but if it was so smart, he powered it back up too, right?
And I did.
That gets you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize.
And I did. But see, Stick's gonna think that he fixed it, and I just turned it back on with my mind. That's cool. I want people to feel good about themselves. I'm here for the people.
Yeah, you obviously do, because we're talking about how you have an insatiable lust to watch Jameis Winston throw interceptions and touchdowns, and I said that's cool, not for your team. All that stuff's cool.
Well, somebody bottom-lined it in here, and we are going to get to other stuff, guys. We are, but you guys, this is a conversation. And here's what's funny about that's why I love our audience, though, too, D-Mac. This is something. This wasn't on the show sheet or anything like that. This is just something that the people ran with, And
we love our people because they can run. Like, here's the thing. What they say, the chat thread kept it going. They probably didn't even know we were gone.
Right.
Right? The way that so who wrapped it up? Put in a nice little blanket.
Well, somebody asked,
Bottom
they said,
line.
Neal, who would you rather have right now, Goff or Jameis Winston? For real, I would rather have Jameis Winston, for real, because of the ceiling. For real, I would.
But do you think, Jameis, that's a novelty. I don't think, you think you could, do you think you could win just as much?
Yes. I don't think we would win any less games with Jameis Winston as a quarterback. I honestly believe that. That's not radio. I don't do radio stuff, guys. That's honestly what I think.
I don't trust. Right? Because there's something at the end of the day in the development of what we've seen with Goff and as it's building, what we're told and what's going around him as it's building up to being that guy. To me, he's not that guy yet. He's got more to prove. But Winston, I never trust.
He's $14 million a year.
Who?
Jameis Winston.
Well, get out of that salary. Like, would you caveat this because of the money? Because I get it because of the money.
No. If they were dollar for dollar, I would still take Jameis Winston. I would. 100%, I would. I'm ceiling though, D-Mac. You know me, man.
I know. I can understand it, but I just don't. Maybe it's just the player that I think that what he is. I think he's always a 1-to-1 touchdown interception guy because in the back of his mind, yes, he's got that player ability, but still, he goes outside the box, goes rogue. Would you say like he's a rogue guy?
Yeah.
Like meaning that he would take it, and I don't trust him going rogue. Like we used to say, Patrick Mahomes used to be the best rogue guy, but even now, Patrick Mahomes, I think, has got into going rogue too often. That kills him. So
yes. Lastly on this, Doughboy Steve, Jameis Winston equals 9-6 hockey games. Jack Harrington says, "Can we move on?" Yes, we can move on because I have a hypothetical, and I'm glad that we have D-Mac with us because he lends some perspective. I believe I can lend some perspective to it to a lesser degree, obviously, but I've been in the room. I've been on the plane. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that environment's the same. And, you know, it's something that it's a critical question. You probably heard about it with the NBA yesterday. And when we come back, I'm going to ask D-Mac this question and see. But let me tell you about the sports marketing agency. You want to roll with it, Stick, or go to the break?
Let's keep rolling.
Keep rolling? All right, yeah, well, let's keep rolling then. Then let's go with it. Here's the deal. You saw this, I think, yesterday. A lot of you did. And, you know, some media outlets were talking about it. Now, I'm different in this media game where when I hear something from somewhere else, I'll give credit for it. There were other talk media outlets in this town that were bringing this up yesterday. And I thought this was good. And I thought, hey, I'll ask the guy that was in the room. I'll ask the guy that won Stanley Cups. I'll ask the guy that had a child during the playoffs. I figured you would be
26 years ago today.
26 years ago today.
Between games, it was after game 2. We played at home between games 2 and 3.
Derek White of the Boston Celtics did not play game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night, which I know what the end game is. They won, so who cares? But he left due to the imminent birth of his child.
And it wasn't just like imminent. That means that it's
soon to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the terminology is. She wasn't in labor. That's the moral of the story. She's expected to be in labor soon.
And I understand if it's one of these. There's a different conversation if it's one of these high risk birth. If we're taking all this out, it's 2022 or even it's 1996, right?
Right.
Here's your schedule. Oh, we can induce labor here or here. Unfortunately, if it was something where my wife or my baby mama would go into labor in the middle of a game or whatever, well, I'll get there at the end of the game. At the end of the day, that's my job. And there is something like if she was going to be induced or something like that the team does the best to send guys, you know, private plane right after. You got a car. Like you're there. But your job is done because you have as much responsibility to the guy beside you, to the person beside you for what you've worked towards as to show that respect and responsibility. The teams will work with you as far as understanding what it is, but and here's the thing, at the end of the day, this is my child. I will explain to my child. If I had to explain to my child, I'm sorry, I wasn't there when you were birthed and came out like I was for your brother and sister because you were born during the season, but I was playing in the conference, right? That's my kid would understand that sometimes your responsibility and your priorities and work and this is out, and there would be that conversation. Right. It would be, because if it's your first child or whatever, then it should be a priority to make it in between. We made it a priority that May 20th would be when we were going to do it, because it was at the after game 2, right? After game 2, went into the hospital and got induced and was out there before game 3. Had to experience it. So there's a sacrifice, there's a give and take. The question varies if it's, like if it's a guy on the practice squad or if it's a guy that's a black ace or somebody that's not in the lineup or something like that, then that's a different scenario. But it's a conversation. But no, because at the end of the day, that's my family too, right? And I owe that responsibility, especially in the conference final. Are you shaking my head at this one?
No, and that's where I was with it too, because I was very dismissive to that. Again, seeing what everybody goes through, seeing when they get off the court or get off the ice, what they have to go through to get their body right, to get back out there again, seeing all that. And let's be real. I know people don't want to discuss it like this. The money. The money changes things. This isn't, you have 14 sick days, working at your office job or whatever. It's not like that. No. It's different.
No, the priority, and because here's the thing, is that if this is a playoff team in an organization, I have it very hard to believe that this is a situation, the ownership or whatever are going to accommodate you as much as possible to make it a great experience. It's an extension of your family. If the organization is about you as a player being a part of it, and it's supposed to be all in one, then your family's included in that, so they treat you accordingly.
And here's the other thing too, is the wives. My wife, during college basketball season, for every day I'm at home, there's a day in a hotel. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's the nature. The nature of the beast.
Especially and honestly, that's not going to slow down for you.
And I tell her that all the time. This is only going to get worse.
Right, because you're doing the college, now you do the soccer, now you do the basketball, you travel here, you travel there, and that's the whole thing. So now it's finding that balance, but it's also too, we have this conversation, right? Like we joke around all the time, and I asked you about your schedule or what you're doing games here, doing games there, and it's like you're looking forward to the May 2-4 weekend because you and that gypsy
we got a date.
Bottle got a date.
We got another date.
But again, do you see how your schedule is planned out and you see where your spots are? So that's sort of what it's like.
Yeah. And, the thing that gets squeezed out are the friends and the golf and the dumb stuff that you do with your guy friends and all that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that gets kind of squeezed out. It's just the way it is.
Instead of getting to play, 4 times a month, once a week with your buddies, maybe that's down to 2.
Right.
Maybe
that's what gets squeezed out.
That's what's squeezed out. But it's prioritizing.
Right.
And it's balanced to what is important. And here's the thing. We're not saying that, like that those birth of any of your kids are such an important part, but I think that to be dismissive in this day and age with 2022 technology, transportation, the money, all the stuff, it can be worked out where it shouldn't be an issue.
Or you could be like, here's Johnny. He says, I was there for all 3 of my known children's births.
Okay, I was there for all 4. What's your point? It's just whether the conversation
of the known births. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get those those Father's Day cards and wonder where they came from.
Yeah, absolutely. We're bouncing back. Stick. Which one did you want? Hey, let's do it.
Gypsy.
Gypsy? We got the Gypsy one in.
We left off on it.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, let's rerun it then. Anytime I get a chance to tell you about Gypsy vodka, I'm going to do it again, man. That's just the way that it is. People are giving me crap about the pronunciation of vodka too. I'll do it Russian style. I'll do it Russian style. All right. Summertime is here, and there's no better way to enjoy a Michigan summer day than with Gypsy Vodka. Gluten-free and distilled 6 times to make it the smoothest vodka on the market. Try a bottle today. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. Perfect on a summer night. You can crack open that bottle of Gypsy vodka. You can pour it over some ice with some club soda, some limes, and you are off and running. Go to the store, ask for it by name. Say, hey, where is the Gypsy vodka? As always, enjoy responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. We're live at Chili Peppers Tanning, 4952 John R. Road, the 20th location for Chili Peppers Tanning that was established, and it's May 20th, and it's their 20th anniversary. And later on, they'll be giving away an opportunity to win $20,000. So there it is. We have Stick out here. He's battling. Man, Stick's a battler today. He is. He's not to be denied.
Southern Hills win.
Yeah.
This is what they're facing. You're looking for the win that they're facing out at Southern Hills. Stick, you could be in the PGA Championship the way you're fighting this wind out here.
No, you could. But Stick's out here. He's battling. He's doing the job. And also, we have Sam Flannel. And, we're out here wrapping it, man. We talked some Jameis Winston and all that kind of stuff. We talked about leaving the team for the birth of your children. And I was surprised. I thought that the listeners would be, a little more on the I don't understand how you could leave and stuff like that side, but people get it. Not for the conference finals.
Not our listeners.
Yeah, they get it.
Well, they get it because it's if it doesn't make sense, and this is like a question like 50. I mean, it's a tough thing, 50 years ago, but then they didn't let the men into the operating room anyways to see the birth of the baby. So I mean, right? So I mean, it sort of reverts back, right? Of not being there, and I just think that everybody realizes the way technology and medicine and everything is, you can plan for a certain time. So it's not right. So I guess the misnomer of, well, when it happens, and the water breaks and stuff like this. Well, you can control that.
Right. I got a question for you, D-Mac, and I know. Well, you're not. I don't know. You've kind of. I don't want to say you've dodged it before, but you've been non-committal on it. I think that's more fair. That's more fair to say.
I'm very non-committal on a lot of things.
Scott Klingler says, Neal, who do you want to carry both titles, RK Bro or the Bloodline? We talked about that yesterday, but they did ask you. I love Matt Riddle, so anytime Matt Riddle can get some shine, that's where I am. So, D-Mac, we're talking about the conference finals and players leaving for the birth of their children and all that kind of stuff. When are the Red Wings going to get back to the playoffs? And I'm asking you this because I have gone deeper into the NHL playoffs than I thought that I would. In this viewing, I am, for real. I have. I've gone deeper in than I thought that I would. And I'm not the Penguins hater that everybody is. I was kind of pulling for the Penguins to beat the Rangers because I really don't like the Rangers. And I don't know why. I just don't. But I am pulling for, and we were talking about over the text yesterday, I am pulling for a Tampa v. Carolina series because I think that would be just epic hockey. I mean, epic. And it just, I just hearken back to the days when,
Well, what is it?
When the Wings getting back?
So it leads us back to the question, when the Wings get back to the playoffs. Because what you see is getting, so you asked me getting back to the playoffs?
Yeah, just getting back to the playoffs.
And my expectations, obviously, this is going to be an interesting free agent season, obviously a draft season. We got so many, our chest is full right, as far as the hockey. So in saying that with the guy in charge, he's going to make the right decisions. I expect and would hope that they're competing to get into the playoffs next year, and I would expect them. So if Mo Seider is the next coming of Hedman, this, that, with everything that he's got, and he is the true leader on the back end, right, that I will give him last year's rookie year, this next year as they get the pieces in place, because more of the youth, I think, are going to get their feet wet, which we'll have, so I'm not putting that on, but the 2 years. So not the 22-23 season, but the 23-24 season. I expect them to be back, and you got to give them 2-3 by the third year, right? So in the big picture things, 4 years from now, they should be back playing for conference finals championships.
Okay.
And then in 5-6 years. But here's the one thing, since you delve deeper into the playoffs, you realize there's levels. There's teams. One thing is that you can make
everybody's at a
playoffs.
different stop on the highway right now.
Listen, you see that even more so as the air and the teams get, because when you mentioned the Carolina and Tampa Bay, that could be two of the best, most complete teams in the playoffs. The Carolina, it always comes down. It's always about goaltending and stuff like this, but they're going to play you the same way every game.
Right.
And they're going to, the Rod Brindamore sort of hockey, the checking, they have more scoring. I think that people sleep on them because they're so well-oiled. Well, the St. Louis, I mentioned it earlier in the show about playing the Colorado. So that's a different level, right? But to your question, like I said, 2024, end of the season, I want to see what seed we are, and you know what? I expect us to be hosting playoff games.
Okay, that's fair. And because I have a couple questions.
Next year.
I have a couple questions. And I just want to take this opportunity to jump in because I find myself getting caught up in the NHL playoffs way more than I thought I was going to. So I do have the critical question for you, which I'll ask you. Tell me about Lady Jane's first, though, man.
Well, you guys know we're not there today. We're at the Chili Peppers getting the tannin, but every day we broadcast from the global headquarters of Lady Jane's Studios in Birmingham. There's 168 Lady Jane's across this great country, and I implore you, like I do, at least once every few weeks, is when I get done with the show, I walk over there, I sign in, and I sit down. And I get the King's treatment, bing, bang, boom. Next thing you know, I'm looking spiffy, clean, ready to attack, whatever I got going. I was looking good. The girls had to be looking good for those skewers in the head. See, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. So get to a Lady Jane's, open 12 to 8, 7 days a week. Why? Because they're wicked. Awesome. Big D Energy, Neal, Ruhl. D-Mac going to be right back, and Sammy Flannel has still got violence in his blood.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Neal Ruhl here for Wing Snob, and I was told it takes a snob to know a snob. So that's why I'm here to tell you about fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wing Snob has the best traditional wings. Great signature sauces, the Jamaican jerk, the lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce that you choose. When the wings are this good, you're just allowed to be a snob. You can order online right now at wingsnob.com. Wing Snob has better wings, just the exact same way that in this digital media space, I'm just better too. But Wing Snob has better wings. I know what it's like.
This guy's unbelievable. Wing Snob by the perfect snob.
We're back at it here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty here in the house. We got Sam Flannel out here in the building. We got Stick as well. We're live at Chili Peppers Tanning on John R. Road in Troy. Coming up in a little bit, someone will have the opportunity to win $20,000 in the 20th anniversary for Chili Peppers Tanning. The 20th person to come through the spot, they win unlimited tanning for a year, a 1-year Pepper Club membership. But we are chopping it up. Mike G wants to know, is Tua hormone-free? He's losing free because when he plays, they generally win.
They win 17-14 or 13-10, stuff
Right.
like that. It's easier to win when your defense only gives up 10, 14, 17, 9 points. That's just math.
Okay.
Man, that would be
We
nice.
gonna see.
We'd be nice around there. Maybe Jared Goff would have those numbers if we keep the defense.
Keep the defense
team
being
down to
built
10
up.
and 14. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was asking D-Mac about this, and I'm just kind of waxing poetic about the days of yore watching the NHL playoffs. I'm very much rooting for Carolina v. Tampa because that's going to be some high-level stuff, and I'm here for it. I want to see it. But it just got me to thinking, when will the Red Wings be back? And here, because I heard you say this. I suspected it, but I don't know. But when I hear you say it, it makes me feel better about thinking it because it makes me feel smart. And you remarked when we did the show opening day, when it was Red Wings Lightning at Little Caesars Arena and everybody was buzzing and it was a great game and all that stuff, you said, I hope that we have 3 defensemen on this team. And when you say 3 defensemen, you mean like dudes, like 3 dudes that you can pencil in and say, all right, we ride now with these 3 guys. Your walk-away remark, and probably it played out that way because of what we saw, certainly coming down the stretch. Your fear is now that there was only 1.
1.5.
1.5. That was your words, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth there.
Because I do see Gustav Lindstrom as a solid stay-at-home defenseman. When you have to look at the analytics, you have to look at those sabermetrics or the numbers or whatever they have of how he compares to people that play his position and stuff like this. But yeah, I think mostly it's you figured out what you didn't have on the back end, but that was always really the new NHL. I always say that new NHL is speed. It's not my NHL where it's a size, but it's more of a defenseman's game. You look at, and look at the evolution too, and I bring this up, we're going into like that Colorado team where Cale Makar, who's going to be the perennial Norris Trophy winner, but he plays with the kid called Taves, and these guys are both offensive guys. And the way that they do it with so much speed is that they're able to keep the tempo, the momentum straight, pucks are north-south instead of east-west and stuff like this. So speed and that sort of ability is what you're going to see. I'm so excited to see what we're coming over. And I've met Joel Edmondson and stuff like this, just to see him with Mo Sider, just to see what it looks like, because I know what it looks like in my head. I know what the expectations are and the development is. So it's okay, because this is the one thing where I revert back to you and go, but we have resources in the pipeline, whether it's draft choices or it's kids putting up numbers, whether it's Grand Rapids or in the Swedish Elite League. Again, we'll have to have Easy on to figure out all of that, because what do I know? But yeah, a little disappointing, and it's always disappointing because when you like guys like a Philip Aronik and stuff, that just unfortunately guys have down years. So again, these are the tough questions that Steve Yzerman's got to answer, because then it comes into your draft, salary cap
space, the draft
like
capital,
this.
all that, yeah. And people, Chuck says here in our YouTube chat thread, we might have our number 1, number 5, and number 6 defensemen, but we need 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to argue like that, but yeah, you're right. You see what you have on your top. Like, what is your ceiling, right? Where's your ceiling on your guys? Look at other teams. Look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Look at the Carolina. Look at their 2, 3, 4 guys. Oh, these guys are men, right? These guys are players. So it shows you right now, watch. So take your favorite team that's left and look at them and compare them. You do the tracer. Remember how you used to trace over and then you put it over and trace over and look and see where you're missing compared to a lot of the things. And I think that if you're going to compare anybody, look at the Colorado team. Because that's the one that Stevie's trying to emulate. Why? Joe Sakic, Steve Yzerman, Yang. It's always the way it's been. It's the universe,
At the risk of being labeled a hater. Here's at the
that
risk.
was funny, bro. Okay, Neal, let's just pretend that no hate.
Okay, Mike. Oh, by the way, Mike G says, rule breaker, when will Easy break down Simon Edvinsson's game in the segment called How Sweet It Is? we should have Easy do that.
Yes.
Break down a Swedish Elite League game.
No, just break down the players. How sweet it is.
You wouldn't even know which one Edvinsson is out of there on the ice.
Right, exactly. Oh, dude, we should have. That's Mike. You're always great, bro.
Yeah. Okay. At the risk of being labeled a hater, here's what I noticed the difference.
You're really worried.
The Colorados, the Tampa Bays. I'm talking about Tampa Bay. Kucherov is a bona fide star. Is that fair?
Okay.
Bona fide star.
I can match your Kucherov with not to where he is, but who's going to be your Kucherov? Verana.
Okay.
Okay, so I can do that. What you don't have when you're going this way.
You know where I'm going.
But you don't have your McDonoughs. You don't have your Chernaks. You don't have your meat graders. You don't have, like, the Cam Foot, right, which is the development, the kid that's supposed to come up. What you have is your Victor Hedman. And I can say, okay, well, that's where Motsider's developing.
Okay.
Right? Who's your Steven Stamkos?
Who's the Nathan McKinnon? Like, that's stars. I'm talking about stars.
Who's your Connor McDavid? Your
Bingo.
You're talking about, like, the Stamkos, the Kucherov, like the flat end, top end star of whatever else. And you don't have that yet.
Okay, and so then that's you saying
like
that.
I would say that the Verana is your flashiest star. You got your meat and potatoes. You got your right captain. You look at in Colorado, who's their captain? Landeskog. That's your Larkin, the guy that stirs the drink that has to come around. So we still got pieces to put together, and you got guys coming over. So they're not there yet. I can see guys who could evolve into. You know what I mean? Here's the younger version. Young Rock, right? We're doing Young Rock. Now playing the part of Nikita Kucherov, Jacob Verana in the younger version, right? But he's got to develop. He needs time and stuff like this, and we're not there yet because what is the thing with Tampa? The team around them. What do we always talk about that we're not talking about that they haven't? The most impressive thing about Tampa Bay. They replaced their grind line, their third line with the Goudreaus, the Colemans, and
they just went right back to the factory and took another one off the assembly line.
They factoried it out, and right now, like I said, your Ross Coltons, your Nick Pauls, the Corey Perrys, the fourth lines, the Patrick Maroons, and these guys are getting it done. It is a test time served recipe in NHL playoff hockey. If your third and fourth lines can step up and win games and produce at key times. And you have the goaltending and all, you know what I mean? That you're seeing it evolve.
AC says this: you guys overhype the Red Wings like the Tigers. I don't care about the talk. It's time to #show us.
Overhype, it doesn't work that way, bro. Because you got to build into it and show it. Like, you want it to be. You want to be at the finish line. Like, you want the car to be done, and you want it to be out there on Woodward for the Dream Cruise and stuff. And you haven't put the tires on it yet. So give me a break. You can't get showed. The problem is you want that Tigers mentality is that you want everybody rah, 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 rah. when it's a piece of garbage.
I just want somebody to say, show us. Like that. I support that. This is Lions Rumble. This is not Neal Ruhl talking. This is an actual contributor to the show. Lions Rumble's been a long-time listener, texter, chat thread contributor to the show. This reflects the views of Lions Rumble. This is not me talking. I didn't ask him to send this. Here we go. Larkin is Robin. I'm sorry, not sorry. He needs to step it up to be a Batman. And that's, where's the Batman? I think, obviously, like we talked about, we have the headman. We do. Who's the Batman? Where's the Batman coming from? Because you're going to need it at some point, D-Mac, right? We can agree, right?
So why are you thinking everybody thinks that Larkin's the Batman? He's not the Batman.
Right.
Batman,
and that's okay to say that.
The Batman is Cider. You don't realize it. It's not the Robin. It's more of the. You guys don't understand. Like, Neal.
Yes.
How many members on a hockey team? 18 to 20, right? 18 players,
yep.
2 goaltenders. Okay? Can anybody win anything with 5 players? Here's the whole thing. Steve Yzerman showed me this and that until the team was built around him in his 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th year, right? Larkin's not in that. It's a lot earlier than that. Stevie's trying to get him to that point, and you need the supporting cast. So until the supporting cast is there, right? If anybody's going to evolve as your Batman out of this, it is Cider, right? So you did whatever it's Robbins, whatever it's everything else. Show me. You don't have. You got a couple pieces to the puzzle, man. Why are you pulling the car out of the lot just to get smoked? Like, that's what I'm saying. Show us. It's not time to show us.
Well, and that's the thing,
sense? Like,
too.
you don't have. We thought we had more. Right, and everything else, and you don't have as much as you have. That's for Stevie to put it around.
No, and that's where you're right, because we will have to see that. We're going to continue this. So let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse disorder. Their new podcast entitled This is the F Word helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions that are plaguing our community. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling, or more importantly, you know somebody who is struggling. Go to thesportsma.com. It's a sports marketing agency.
Happy Friday! Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Have you downloaded my new favorite app yet? oddstrader.com? If not, what you waiting for? With all the live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best feature, it lets you compare all the different odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. It's great. Get over there to the App Store today and download oddstrader.com. And hey, for doing so, I'm going to give you a free play today. We know Scooble's been pitching great. Tigers can't hit. So you know we like the under 8.5 in this Indians game tonight. So let's go with the under 8.5 in the Indians. oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
What up, Doe? Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got Sam Flannel. We got Stick here on board as well. We're live at Chili Peppers Tanning. That's right. 4952 John R. Road in Troy. The 20th Chili Peppers Tanning here on the 20th anniversary. And coming up in just a little bit, somebody will have the opportunity to win $20,000. That is right, and we'll have that for you here. Joey's somewhere around the building. Also, you know how it is.
Joey's somewhere.
You
never know where.
Absolutely. So, we're kind of wrapping up this Red Wings discussion right now, and I asked D-Mac the question because I'm getting a little jealous right now, watching more NHL playoffs than I thought that I would. It's kind of been the go-to. I tapped in last night because the NBA game was a blowout. The Celtics blew out the Miami Heat, so it didn't matter that Derek White left to tend to his wife and possibly getting ready to give birth to their child, so it worked out for well. Chuck says, hockey slow, you don't draft for instant results. Tigers all hate is justified.
I
But
agree.
have you ever seen any? You know what?
Yeah, the Tigers is not the Wings because we're building. And you know what? Like, so maybe you cast somebody in your movie in the wrong role. That's not really the reality of what it is. I think that this last year, in this last second half year, is we saw it told us what we didn't have more than what we had with the Wings, but it didn't put us in a bad situation because I look at you and go, Neal, hey, how's our draft capital? How's our salary cap? How's everything else? Which tell everybody that are we in the best shape out of anybody in the NHL to do anything as far or top of your head?
Yeah,
top
we're
3
up there.
teams as far as the war
Cap
chest,
space, yeah.
all this stuff, the draft capital. So to be able to make these moves and to bring in this guy, because here's the thing, unless you stink, right? We were supposed to get the first overall pick when we finished last in the league. That's the way that the semantics are supposed to work. But they do a lottery draft, it doesn't work that way. So unless you pick for that next greatest person coming out at first in the draft, you're going to have to sign this guy. So you're going to have to pay the money for this guy, right? For the guy that you want to be your Batman or whatever else. Like, there's different ways to do it. You're right. You got to draft. You got to build. So the key is, what do you like about this NHL hockey? Right? These teams that are back there every year fighting for it, maybe against. So maybe the Carolinas and the Rangers, and one of them loses this year, but they're going to be back there next year because they've built that foundation. That's what we want to do, is to keep drill and get back to the playoffs and keep getting there. And if we do lose, but we know we're going to get back there the next year. That's how it was when we played. That's what Stevie's working towards, so it's putting the right guys in place. And, yeah, it's unfortunate, but a lot of guys, it's your expectations. So if you say he's not, like, if you thought that Dylan Larkin was ever going to be your Batman, no, he's not. He was never going to be your Batman. It's more to be your Commissioner Gordon.
And here's the thing, too. AC, by the way, says, and you'll remember this, Sam Flannel, the Tigers only have to win 66% of their games, so never forget.
What are they at right now?
Since that day?
Yeah, less than 50. That's for damn sure.
Not quite 66. I think that's the assumption.
But
that we're
remember
operating
when they took the sweep of Baltimore, but what happened? The Twins won, so you only...
You didn't gain anything.
These idiots.
No, but we are talking about it right now. And Chuck Brewer says, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. Chuck says, if we're 7 years into the Steve Yzerman rebuilding the Red Wings and had the season we just had, I want a pound of flesh. You got the pound. You got the pound of flesh.
You're a bunch of idiots. In 7 years, if yes. 7, how about 4?
And there was a pound of flesh
What is this, 3
this year.
years on it? Do you see the progress or whatever? He commits suicide himself. Right? He wouldn't be there if he's in this spot. Why are you? And you know what? Shame on you. Shame on you for saying that about Steve Yzerman. Because what has he ever done to prove that he's not in his track record? That's why you're a bunch of idiots that think that stuff. Because we're talking, and yes, I'm biased, but gosh, that is so disrespectful and so stupid to say, because of course you would be.
And here's the deal, too. And you guys, I pull no punches. Like, you and I are friends. If there's something to be negative about, I'll be negative about it.
I'm going to jump on this. This guy is the hardest guy on me in my life for the betterment of it.
Right.
Do you not think that I'm waiting to jump on his rear end and prove that he's wrong?
Right.
I don't want to pump his tires, but I got to be realistic and tell you the way I see it, because you know what, guys? I got the friggin' playbook. I sit behind the glass and I could see behind the door and look in there and go, ha, guys, I know what you're doing because I was raised the same way as you are. So I see what you're doing and I try to give you that.
Well, see, here's the deal.
Do you know who's the most upset about the way the season ended?
Steve Yzerman. You saw it. You saw it on camera. You saw it on camera.
Do you see the words he used?
Yeah. You saw it on camera.
We regressed.
Yeah.
All over the place on the ice.
Well, and here's the deal,
ends,
too. And somebody out there explained this to me, because
Friday, thank God.
I think Brad Holmes has some of the same obstacles that Steve Yzerman had when they took the job. There was so much financial cleanup that had to be done, and it's not glorious. There are no headlines to it. It's not like when you make a trade or you have the number 1 overall draft pick or anything like that. There's no headlines to it. There's nothing that's newsworthy about cutting Franz Nielsen. There's nothing newsworthy. People are just like, yeah, they should have.
Neal, okay.
But that's got to be taken care of.
You brought to my attention that I did not know this. You know how you say every now and then I'll bring something up that make you think, right? When you explain to me how Stevie is so good getting draft picks from other teams because he's got money in the cap that they don't have, so he's like the Shylock, he's like the tax collector.
And here's your example.
We can do this, but I'm going to need that juice.
Yeah,
we're going to. So
the
can
Nick
you
Leddy,
explain to people?
The Nick Leddy trade is the example.
Can you explain to people, right? Because this is the stuff that's not sexy, and this is the stuff that and why I get upset is because Steve Yzerman proved that he could do it in Tampa. We're watching the remnants of it, even though he wasn't there, but he built that. Right? And then Julian Breezeball's done a great job of finishing it off, and John Cooper, whatever else. So, but I don't think people understand how cerebral and how much it adds to the bag of what he's doing. Now, Brad Holmes doesn't have a track record, doesn't have that pedigree, but he's still proving by getting guys on the field, by eliminating the contracts, by doing this. I think that's the biggest thing that people don't understand, that as he's making this move. So, like with the Nick Leddy trade, explain to people what he did. Nick Leddy's playing for St. Louis in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, so it comes down to salary absorption. And this is like the Justin Verlander trade. The reason Avila got worked in all these trades, partially because it was Avila pulling the trigger on the trades, but it's also because it's a lot like baseball, where financially you can dictate the kind of prospects you get back. When you trade Justin Verlander, if you say, hey, we're going to absorb 75% of Verlander's contract, does that increase the value of Verlander to the Houston Astros or decrease? Certainly it increases it because they have to pay him less. But on the backside of that, we want your number one overall prospect. We want your number 1 and number 5. We want your 2 and 4.
Saying you're going to retain 25% and you get my number 5 prospect
Bingo.
Catcher because
that's what it is. And Steve Yzerman's been a master at that as well. The Nick Leddy trade is one. We have the ability. He's using the cap space as a facilitator to obtain draft capital,
which is next level, right?
I mean, it doesn't seem like
I don't know
it
if
is,
it's next
but,
level,
but,
but these are the intricacies of getting. That's why he's been able to circumvent, those bad contracts of Franz Nielsen. Like the truth of the matter, right? We mentioned the other day, Justin Applicator's getting paid $1 million for the next 3 years or something because of contracts you can't get out of, but it's circumventing all this stuff.
Right. And that's the way it was. Like Mike G says, Franz Nielsen stole money. Stephen Weiss stole money. Justin Abdicator, still like the guy, stole money to the point where to cut Abdicator, you had to stretch it. So you'll pay the Red Wings will pay Justin Abdicator $1.05 million up until 2026. Yeah. That was the price to get rid of him. Those are the things that they don't make the headlines. You don't tap into the YouTube chat thread at Woodward Sports and say, oh, I love the cut of Franz Nielsen, and I love the fact that they're out of that $36 million obligation to him. It's not sexy. It's not transactional. Like we talk about the fantasyization of sports. You don't have salary caps in your fantasy drafts. So all you know is picking players or trading players. That's it. That's all we know as general sports fans. Like the money that goes on, and Yzerman has proven to be next level with it, where he can use cap space as a weapon, not for free agents.
No.
To build a war chest of draft capital.
Right, which he has.
Which he has done perfectly. And what has he done? And it's not like when it was with Matt Millen, where giving Matt Millen draft picks was like giving a live hand grenade to a baby. It wasn't like that. Like this is, he's getting more and more ammo to go into battle.
The more ammo he gets, he
to
just loads up Chris Draper's tank. That's the whole thing as far as which, by the way, talking to Drapes, last weekend, and he's off to Europe on Monday and here and there and everywhere.
Are him and Easy sharing a hotel room over there?
I was wondering if he was asking me if he lost Easy's number because he needed that black card that he used over there and stuff like that. So I don't know.
And those are the other things too. Like Nick Hedigan says, all Detroit teams are in a contractual mess. And last year, your Detroit Pistons paid Blake Griffin $32 million ish, right around that $30 million figure. Like they paid him, and he wasn't here. They paid him $30 million to play on the Nets. You know, like that's what it is.
That's half the battle. So it's the Troy Weavers, the Brad Holmes, and stuff like this. These contracts. We talk about it with the football team all the time about if we get rid of this guy, here's the dead money moving forward. But it actually is. Look, yes, the contract situations have been bad, but they are looking up now.
Right, and that's what it is. It's a twofold system, guys. Like it's not just draft good players, sign free agents, boom, we're good. You have to be financially competitive. And I argue this all the time. It is more important to be financially in good shape than it is even to have a plethora of draft picks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because how you pay them, and then teams use that against you because you're hamstrung for cash, so then they won't deal with you in that sort of way.
And when it comes time to jump in those free agency waters, you're limited. You can't do it. It's more important to be – that's why – and look, if you want to be like critical of teams like the Tampa Bay Rays and stuff like that, certainly you can be because their books are clean. You know, they don't have long-term commitments and stuff like that. Their owner can say, you know what, we're winning this year.
Right.
But they choose not to.
Right.
And they're still good despite that.
That's amazing.
But they could wake up one day and say, you know what, we're winning this year. And we have
violence like Sam.
One day we're going to wake up, we're going to be Sam Flannel, we're going to go do peyote in a tent out in Sedona, Arizona, and be in there for 3 days and sweat till you hallucinate, and then you come out and you choose violence. We're live right here at Chili Peppers Tanning. It is the 20th anniversary. We're at the John R. Road location in Troy. Someone in just a couple of minutes getting the opportunity to win $20,000. We're going to have that for you live. After that, we'll have some Ask DMAC to roll into this weekend. So we'll get all that sorted out. And, hey, go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 locations work best for you, because you can join the Pepper Club and get all the best deals, the unlimited tanning options, all that's out there for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, DMAC, Darren, McCarty here in the house. We are live at Chili Peppers Tanning. We've talked about it all day long. It is the 20th anniversary as we send it over to our guy, Joey. Joey, somebody got a crack at 20 grand, huh?
Yes, there is a big chance right now, and we got to introduce. By the way, real quick, could you show all the other contestants that showed up, all a part of the Chili Peppers Tanning family? We still hooked them all up, obviously, with some consolation prizes. But one person getting the chance at winning $20,000. You want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
Sure. My name is Erin Marion.
And where are you from, Erin?
I'm from Lake Orion, Michigan.
Good,
and I can at the Rochester Hills location.
Oh, there we go. 26 locations all around. More on the way.
Yeah, so you guys got any advice? Darren, McCarty, Neal, give her some advice on this money bag competition.
Aaron's, because my maiden name is McCarty. I need your advice.
Oh, jeez. Well, then we got it going on. Is there numbers? Right? Do you have a favorite number? Which one? Go with your first instinct. That's always the best. I mean, so as a McCarty, you would know we go down in flames.
Yep.
No matter what, right? Exactly.
So the big thing about this, The big thing is inside of these have chili peppers. You know, the chili pepper man, right?
Right.
And some have happy faces, some have sad faces. The whole objective of today is that first one got to be a
Happy.
and that second one has to be a
Happy.
and we are walking away with $20,000. I say we because I meant you and Darren McCarty because you're family.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Throw the party.
So you guys
Good
ready
luck.
to do it?
Good luck.
I want to get the bag. Get
Here
the
we
bag.
go. Let's see. So she's going to open up the bag, and inside is going to have it. So open it up.
Very nerve-wracking.
So it's sealed too on the inside?
So you got to open up this envelope. Rip it open
very
inside of this
professional,
locked
Joseph.
envelope. Yeah, we're professionals on this, obviously.
This is always like
Here it is.
at the casino. I always pick the wrong ones.
Let's see that. Let's see that smiling chili pepper. Joey's smiling.
I'm smiling
I
a
know
lot.
you're smiling already.
I'm smiling a lot. Come show it on the camera real quick.
Better not be another envelope.
Another envelope.
He's sad. He's sad.
No.
You got sad face.
Okay, because we have another great prize for you. We're going to give you 6 months of all access tanning. Yes! And a goodie bag that's worth $1,200 value with lotions, moisturizers, a t-shirt, and all that good stuff. So you can come use it at any of our locations, okay? Yeah, absolutely.
Because you knew that at the end of the day, the McCarty always wins.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Joey. Appreciate that. So there it was. The sad face, the sad pepper.
How cool is that? Do you find a lot of rules out on your treks? I know a few McCartys. Shout out to Jim.
I know there's an ambulance company.
There's a
Yeah,
Ruhl ambulance
people always
company?
ask me about the towing as well too.
Nice.
Rules towing. They're not really. They spell the name differently, so it's
Okay.
It's not even. It's not even
I just
close.
think that's ironic. There's a few McCartys floating around. Shout out to the McCarty party.
Yeah. Mike G says, "Oh, I'm sad with what happened there. I'm not sad about that. I'm sad because Zadina is not Braden Point."
Well, hey,
no one's more
guess
sad than me.
Who's more sad than Neal?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, right? Because I know he didn't hit your. We're talking to Zadina right now, but didn't meet your expectations because you. And I didn't think they were lofty expectations, but that to me is a question mark because I see in how Stevie give him of all the opportunity, but Stevie likes him, and I still just think there's something there. And I saw something this year that I was looking for in his development in his overall game.
Please tell me because I need to hear
Just
it.
better, you know. And he's going to get all the chance in the world being where he was drafted. But I mean, here's the thing, Neal. I wouldn't want anybody else with his fate in his hands than Stevie or the Red Wing organization.
And I get that.
I'm not going to make the bad move, but I don't know if where are you at? Because you are the Zadina guy.
I didn't see it, man.
Okay.
And I didn't see
Didn't
the.
see
I didn't
what
see
you
the.
were looking for.
Yeah, well, and here's the deal. And again, I'm no scout. I'm no Steve Yzerman. I'm no Darren McCarty. But here's the bottom line with what I saw. And this was a guy that, especially when I went to games, I locked in on because I want to be right.
Absolutely.
You know, I want to be right. That I do. I enjoy that a lot. But through all that, I didn't. You know how sometimes guys that are goal scorers, they're around the puck or the puck finds them. You know, I never saw that, man. I never saw him in a position to where, you know, he banged one off the post or he sniped one clean and the goalie robbed him. I just didn't see him because it all comes down to a game of numbers, right? All this stuff is analytical. I need shot volume. You know what I'm saying? To score, you need to shoot, and you need to shoot often. And in order to shoot, what do you have to have?
Puck.
The puck.
Right.
I didn't see it. I saw him float at times. And again, wide ice, like wide, just watching him. It's just he didn't seem pissed off to score.
You didn't see he needs to be that, you know, one of the top 6 forwards on the ice every night.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because he can't play deeper in the lineup. It has proven to muck it up on a third or a fourth line. So, you know, maybe writing's on the wall.
No, and that's where it is, because in order to be a top 6 forward, you have to be around a 20-goal guy, right?
Aren't we at the point now, though, where it's sort of like, okay, you had your opportunity. There's other guys coming up, and if other guys are getting
I am
it
like
done,
that, and I'm a fan. I don't know. I don't have the no. I don't have the level of no. I fully understand that. I fully respect it.
He's going to get every opportunity, but there's also guys that are nipping at his heels.
And
guys
that's
that are
fair.
Coming up that if they're going to finish it off, then he's just going to be another missed first rounder, or I need to change the scenery to get something out. It could be that too. Who knows?
But here's the deal. Detroit Dabber says, seriously, had so many close calls that were almost goals.
That's not winning, Dabber.
No, but here's the thing though, D-Mac, and I'm cool with that. I understand that, and he's got next year. But here's the deal: you put him out there, you're seeing for $830,000. Justin Abdelkader will make more next year than Zadina does.
So then that's why it continues that you have to exhaust every option with
because
this
it doesn't
guy
cost you anything
the money
to do
is
it.
Right.
It doesn't cost you anything to do
top end
it.
talent. So you're getting back. Now you're thinking, oh my God, if I could ever get 20 goals out of him or 5 power play goals or whatever, then he's paying
because
off.
expectations change, but
So
that cuts both
your
ways.
Answer. There's your answer. Why he will continue.
And I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it because I get tweets from people on occasion like, "What's up with your boy Zadina?"
I always forget. You throw in you mentioned in fantasy drafts you don't do salary cap and stuff like this. I forget that you're always working that number. I don't do salary cap and all that other stuff either till you put it in there and realize, because then the value, even to your point of like what Stevie does in the trades. To your point, the value of this guy is you have to give him. It switches. At $6 million, no. $3 million, no. Right? $2 million, no. $800,000, yes.
Yeah, and
the minimum salary is like $500.
Right, and that's why too. Like with Steve Yzerman, he strikes me as a kind of see. Here's the thing I'm looking for in a GM, and this is why I love Joe Dumars. Steve Yzerman doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that'd be like, "Oh, I took this dude. Let's give him a little nugget of an extension here and see if it clicks." I'm of the opinion Steve Yzerman will jettison him to the moon.
You got to earn. Have Stevie not proven that he will give you your dollars, but you have to earn it? I mean, that goes back to Stamkos, who's a captain in Tampa Bay and whatever, and I was down there when they were talking he was holding out. And Stevie was pretty stern on, until the bitter end of getting that thing done. It worked out, obviously, but he does not give away money. He acts like it's his.
Right. Epic says it's not just carrying the puck, but it's making plays. That's it.
I'm more concerned.
Make plays.
Right.
Make plays.
Make the guys around you better. Be a part of it.
Make plays.
Like, I agree that he is opportunities, close calls, stuff like that. So if you're getting the opportunities, I know what everybody's saying, but it's time to, if you're going to be that guy, we need you.
And people were saying, why aren't we expecting the same thing out of Veleno? Because I wasn't told Veleno was the epic steal of the draft.
Veleno didn't tell you that he was going to light everything up, too. Like,
that's part of it. And I love it.
Veleno's supposed to be your sort of next Draper.
Yeah. And I do. I love it. I love it when he came in there and said, I'm going to fill their nets with the puck and all that kind of stuff. I love that stuff. But at some point, you got to do it.
Right. You have to do it.
At some point, you got to do it. Here's another thing you got to do. You got to go to Big Boy for Strawberry Fest because it is back. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, the strawberry pancakes, and the strawberry waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the crispy chicken wrap, or the nacho wrap. They also have the strawberry salad, the perfect recipe for springtime. And here's the most important part of this, guys. Let's be real, all right? Dessert, the strawberry pie. I could end it right there, and you'd be like, yeah, that's right. How about this? It's $1.99 with a $7.99 purchase at Big Boy. Pretty self-explanatory, everybody. At the participating Big Boy locations, it's Strawberry Fest. Roll out.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Final segment of the show here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel. Big shout out to Stick and the squad and Sam Flannel and Joey, everybody coming out here setting everything up. Weather, sun finally came out. Pretty nice out here as well. You guys, we've been doing this, and we're going to keep doing it here. Ask D-Mac. We got about 2 to 3 minutes. Our guy Joey standing by with a very special guest. 2 to 3 minutes, guys. Jump on the YouTube chat thread. Ask D-Mac. We'll probably have time for about 3 of these or so, depending if you get D-Mac going on one. We'll see. If we didn't answer your one from before, fire it back in there. But that is what we're doing right now. We will do the Ask D-Mac coming down the stretch of this show. It's interesting, though, to see people, just to see people with the Joey Veleno, and also, too, where you look at my guy in Zadina and what's happened. People seem to come to his defense a little bit. I just didn't see enough playmaking for me.
No, I think, but it's also, too, I think people saw there's something there from the 2 seasons. I saw something more in the all-around game and different engagement. I saw opportunities. I saw this, and you know what? I see his contract, so I see him being around. That's the bottom line. So don't worry about the question isn't on him right now. Take the spotlight off him. He had 2 years. He could come out this year. He needs to put up, and wouldn't it be interesting, because I was looking at Bertuzzi saying that Bertuzzi's sort of the numbers I would expect Zadina to put up.
Jack Harrington, D-Mac, is a Tiger season.
Jack?
Is a Tiger season on the line starting tonight?
You funny, Jack. Jack, you funny.
Rack, who's the biggest jerk you played against?
Biggest jerk? Oh, like a guy like that's gonna cheer.
No jerk like me, I don't know.
No. Jamal Myers was the guy that played in St. Louis. Was always get under my skin. I want to kill him.
Who wins tonight, Oilers or Flames?
You know what? If this is going to be that series, I got to believe the Oilers got to bounce back, but I think the Flames. I don't believe in Mike Smith. Comes back to it, but he's proved me wrong the first round.
Thoughts on Evanson at the point, and will he start next season?
My pants are getting a little bit snug. That's all you need to know. I'm excited. Excited.
Is he going to start the season?
Yes. I expect that he will be ready, and I expect him to sort of it's the same conversation going into camp as what Sider was.
Who's a better pepper, a red pepper, a green pepper, or a yellow pepper? Chili pepper. Or chili pepper.
Chili pepper, chili. I like the yellow peppers, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah, or the banana peppers or whatever.
I like the chili pepper.
Or the jalapeno peppers.
Is the chili
peppers?
Is he a better dancer than you?
You don't have to get your butt. Oh, is he a better dancer? This guy?
Yeah.
Wow, he's got some moves. He's been around. He's done this before. Thanks for having us, Chili. Thanks for being a part of it.
On the YouTube chat thread, they're saying dance, pepper, dance. So so people are doing it right now. Let's send over to our guy Joey, who's standing by. We talked about the contest and everything that's going on. Another 20th anniversary winners. Joey standing by with Charisse.
We're giving away so many amazing prizes, but before we play the video of the first reaction where I pretty much scared the crap out of this girl, this is Charisse, the owner, 20 years. Congratulations on this 20-year anniversary.
Thank you. It's been a great 20 years. It's been a fun 20 years, and we're looking forward to the next 20 with more locations coming soon, more fun stuff.
And what does it mean to you? Obviously, the 20 years of Chili Peppers Tanning, and especially this location, we planned it to be that way. We came here because this was the 20th ever location of Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yes, that's correct. The 20th one we ever opened. Yep. It's just the time has flown by. I can't believe it's already been 20 years, but it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride.
I gotta brag because I am tanner than the owner of Chili Peppers Tanning right now because it's Shelby who hooked me up with the spray tan yesterday. Yes. Look, just look at this. I got the 20 on there for the spray tan.
Yeah. So if anybody needs a good tan, you know where to find us. Woo! That's a custom airbrush tan you guys see right there.
The next thing coming soon, she's going to put a six-pack on my chest, too, to cover up this gut. But I want to play this video for you guys real quick of when we surprised. That's why I did this 20, was we had this idea of surprising the 20th tanner on the 20th at the 20th location with a free year membership, and this is what it looked like. Uh-oh. We scared her.
Come back in.
This is good news. Come on in. Come on in. Sorry for scaring you. Look, this is the official 20th anniversary spray tan on behalf of Chili Peppers Tanning. Come here real quick. What's your name?
Am I on TV?
You're not, but you are on a quick surprise video because we have a big surprise for you. What's your name?
Joy.
And where are you from, Joy?
Troy.
And what if I tell you that you just won the grand prize of 1 year free membership of the Pepper Club, unlimited tanning for the 20-year anniversary?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I wasn't even going to come today. Thank you.
You chose a good day. How often do you come get your tan on?
Just once a week.
Now what are you going to do that you got the unlimited membership?
Oh, maybe twice.
Congratulations on behalf of Chili Peppers Tanning and Woodward Sports.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
So what was your reaction when you just saw a shirtless dude in there?
Well, you guys just scared me. I didn't really see you first. I was just, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
That goodie bag.
For being scared.
She's not going to be able to sleep tonight, poor lady, but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I don't even know if this is First off, congratulations to Joy, and I hope I didn't just lose a customer for you guys.
I think she'll be tanning with us forever now. I think we got her.
So once again, congratulations to Joy, and congratulations to the entire Chili Peppers Tanning crew. 20 years of sunshine.
Thank you to Woodward Sports for helping us celebrate and make it a fun event. Thank you.
That was pretty cool. No, big thank you though to Chili Peppers Tanning, supporting the show, supporting the network, everything that they do as well. And as always, big thank you to all you guys supporting and listening and watching and all that stuff, having some fun with us on a Friday. D-Mac, good stuff, man.
Good stuff, bud. Good week. We will see you guys all next week. Have a good weekend, man. Deuces.
Yeah, let's do it. And for Stick and also for Sam Flannel, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Woodward Sports. Well, see you later.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen